This is Pastor Jeff Chavis coming to you from Las Vegas, Nevada. I am the pastor of Church Online. We're a unique online community of faith. You can find us at churchonline.com, but we spell that uniquely CHRCH because we say all that's missing is you. churchonline.com. This morning, I'm thinking about the adventure of Christianity. Now, when I say that, some people may think the adventure of Christianity, what's that? Well, the adventure is the way that we are supposed to live our lives as followers of Jesus. But for some reason today, we think of the safety and security of Christianity over the adventure of Christianity. But we are reminded, like in C.S. Lewis's Chronicles of Narnia series, Aslan is described as Mr. Beaver is asked, is he a tame lion? Is he safe? And Mr. Beaver says, who said anything about safe? Of course he isn't safe, but he's good. He's the king. That's the reality of following after Jesus. Is this life supposed to be tame and safe? Of course not. It's supposed to be following after the King of Kings. Again, I feel like in our 21st century church life today, we sound a little bit more like, instead of C.S. Lewis's character, we sound a little more like J.R.R. Tolkien, who was a friend of C.S. Lewis and a contemporary at the time. He wrote The Lord of the Rings and, of course, the famous one, the Hobbit series. And Bilbo Baggins in The Hobbit is asked if he wants to go on an adventure. And his response, sorry, I don't want any adventures, thank you. Not today. Good morning. But please come to tea anytime you like. And I feel like that's the difference between the adventure of Christianity and today, where we think about the safety and security as if we don't want to be bothered. It's not time for us to have this adventure of Christianity. But the reality is our world, our culture today, if we look around, especially at young people, we would say they're actually starving for adventure. That would explain the way video games are and movies are. It's all about action, adventure. But that's because people are longing for something more, something bigger. But listen to the words of Jesus. This is coming from Matthew 16, verse 24 and 25. Jesus' call to action. Jesus' call to adventure. Listen to these words. Jesus said to his disciples, if anyone desires to come after me, let him deny himself, take up his cross, and follow me. For whoever desires to save his life will lose it, but whoever loses his life for my sake will find it. Again, Matthew 16, 24 and 25. Those words of Jesus are so telling and so compelling. Those three things. If anyone desires to come after me, he must, number one, deny himself. Meaning, let go of whatever it is that we're hanging on to in this life, that we are seeking after, that is anything but him. For example, is our life characterized by chasing after success, chasing after money, whatever the things of this world are? Jesus would say, let that go. And when he says, take up his cross, again, in the first century, we may not understand this fully in our world today, but if you saw an individual going down your street carrying a cross, you would say his life is over. That's what you see in these words. Take up your cross. Let go of your life. That is a call to just follow him wherever. And then that's the word, follow me. And he gives us the why. He says, for whoever desires to save his life will lose it, but whoever loses his life for my sake will find it. Again, Jesus suggesting here that if we are trying to hang on to this life, again, the notion of success, whatever our call to success is, we're actually going to lose that. And the truth is, and I've seen this in my own life, that when we're hanging on to those things, it's amazing how God will strip those things away. If we are his own, he's going to strip away anything that is within us in this life that we're hanging on to too tightly so that we could get on with the adventure of Christianity. to just go and follow and do what he does, get involved in what he's doing in the world today. Now, that doesn't mean that we have to leave and go to a foreign land. It doesn't mean that we even have to leave our own city, although he may be calling some people to that. Maybe God is calling you specifically to something that sounds almost too big to be from yourself. A good friend of mine made that statement. He said, if it was easy, then it's not from God. If it sounds too hard for us to do in our own power, then maybe it is from him. Maybe God is calling you to something big. Maybe it's something that's a big hurdle in our life, like taking a walk down the street and talking to someone in our own neighborhood. Maybe it's having that conversation at a fast food restaurant or the gas station with somebody that you see all the time. Maybe it's having an unexpected trip, an unexpected conversation with a young person or somebody who's even a member of our own family. That's the thing that we would call the adventure of Christianity, just releasing what it means to have the definition of success in our world, but instead following after him. And where did he go? He went to the cross. His life took him to the cross. His life took him to a place of sacrifice for us all. So I'd ask us today, all of us, what's holding us back? Do we have the attitude like Bilbo? Oh, no adventures for me today. It's time for us to stop hiding in our hobbit hole and follow Jesus on the adventure of Christianity. Maybe it's something small. Maybe it's something big. But I know, again, I've seen it in my own life. If we're trying so hard to hang on to comfort, peace, ease, and safety, God will strip those things away from us until we have no choice but to follow him in the adventure. And to see the adventure is amazing. To see someone who you've witnessed to turn their life to Jesus Christ makes it all worth it. To go across the country or across an ocean to tell a stranger who has never heard the message of Jesus before, just to tell them, just to plant the seeds. Maybe you'll never see the end of the story, but you have to go. You have to go on the adventure with Jesus. You have to take up your cross, let go of your life, deny yourself, and follow him. And believe me, that line, whoever loses his life for my sake will find it. I promise you, if you let go of your ways, your thoughts, your directions, your plans, and give into what he's calling you to do, your life will be so much different, so much bigger, and as Jesus said, a life more abundant and free. So what's holding us back? Church, what is holding us back? Let's get on with the adventure of Christianity. We could start even today.